look in the eyes of my brother.
Welcome back to another episode of the InforMILLy Honest Podcast. Usually four brothers coming to you to talk about this thing called life. No matter where we go, it's going to be forthright, vulnerable, and most of all, doing the best of our giggity goddamn ability to be honest. Fellas, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good this morning.
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm a little tired.
I don't know what like 70-year-old man.
I was about to say, I don't know. I'm all happy and good over there and shit. He doing good. Not over here, son.
No, arthritis been acting up.
Yeah. Forgive the bone cracking on this podcast. That's me, y'all. No, I'm chilling, man. I'm at a new dog sitting gig. It's a pretty cool house. It's always nice when folks got money. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, yeah, man, I'm hanging in there. I'm good over here.
Cool. I think I'm all right. I'm gonna act like I wasn't triggered by you saying dog sitting and making you think about my ex.
Shit.
No, it's fine.
Oh no, I mean, I know it wasn't my. I know it's not my fault.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, you my guy. I'm just playing. Why did I have to remind you that you my guy?
No, you're good. No, it was cool. I had a relatively active week. And got to kick it with Sam, composer of our intro music, and we're working on new intro music, so get ready for that.
Yo, we gotta have him on again, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be great. He recently got his wisdom teeth removed, and so I was playing caretaker yesterday.
Yeah.
So
it'd be like Kanye when he tried to record the album with his jaw broken, his jaw wired.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, just Mr. Josh. But no, it was a good day, and getting ready to go to New Orleans on Sunday for a week.
Ooh. So now, is that dance related?
Relatively. It's from my job at Purdue. We do a research tour every spring.
Nice.
We study a different part of Black history in the diaspora. And so I used to be over there for fall break. Now it's over the spring break. So we're going to study the creation of jazz and what was once upon a time, I don't know if it still is, due to, natural disaster related gentrification, the most African city in the country. And what else? Second line, jazz funerals, all the whole nine of like what New Orleans culture was and is.
Yeah.
Super dope. Have you been there before?
This will be my first time, actually.
I think you'll love it, man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm pretty sure I will. For some reason, I have a vague memory of being in like a city for a day where I walked in and there was like a big ass bucket of crawfish like next to the door I walked in. And I don't know why I have this memory associated to being in New Orleans, but I'm pretty sure I've never been there. So,
it's different. It's such a different city. Like compared to any other city I've been to in the United States, it seems like it's like so much different. Like I went there, I went there out of not oddly, but you said because of natural disaster, gentrification. Like I actually went there because of a hurricane. So I was evacuating Hurricane Irma
from South Carolina.
No, from Florida. Back when I lived in
right
South
where
Florida,
you lived.
And we were actually moving. I think I told the story before, so I'm not gonna get in detail. But basically, we evacuated Florida, and we were gonna go to Atlanta. But when we were on our way, like we were trying to find like hotels, but everything was booked because that's where everyone else evacuated to. So we were like, well, let's go to New Orleans. Then we went to New Orleans right. And just made a thing out of it. But that's how I went there. So, but
the slow pace, really cool. Right? You get that like slow, nice, that vibe is cool, man.
Yeah, I think the time of year we went, it was hurricane season for sure. So it wasn't a lot of tourism. So it was nice because of that. So it was like August, September timeframe.
I went during Mardi Gras and didn't realize it was fucking Mardi Gras. I think I told that story too. Getting frustrated from like getting hit by beads and like, what the fuck is going on? Then they click like, you idiot, you chose this. You chose to come here during this time. Anyway, I was there for 8 hours and I spent at least half the time in a strip club, straight up. That's crazy. Not spending no money. Like just my sis who I was with was friends with some of them. So we just kicked it. Wild story, man. But anyway, Josh, yeah. Hope you have a good time, man. When are you heading down?
Leave Sunday, come back, I think Saturday morning.
Oh, okay. You spent about a week there. Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
So looking forward to it. I just found out there was apparently supposed to be like some really good party that the one of my colleagues and homie knows about, but we fly back that morning. And so he's been trying to figure out a way for us to move our plane ticket to come back after the party. But we're on a group ticket with like all the students and shit, so that's why we can't change it.
Gotcha.
I guess it's fucking Southwest. Come on now. Should be able to. It should be simple.
Bags fly free.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know if they still got that policy too. Of like, no. I think the 2 first bags are still free. But they used to have a thing where like they had like a lenient flight missing plan or whatever. Where like if you miss a flight, then they'll just put you on standby for future flights, and you get what that flight is worth back.
Oh wow!
It used to be that. I didn't know that.
Shit.
Yeah. Like they didn't trip on people missing flights like that. Most likely because they always overbook flights. And
Josh, you never had an issue back in the day when I felt like it was you who used to bring your longboard on the flight, right?
I did once. Where was I going? I forget. I went to Denver and I took my longboard. And
it was like a carry on for free.
Nah, they don't let you take it on the plane. You got to put it in oversized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one Kirsten's old friends, she had a longboard, and when she was flying, when we lived in Florida, she was coming to visit us, and her longboard got lost in the air, in the travel. Yeah, I was like, man, that sucks.
What are the odds of getting a longboard back, man? If I was TSA, I might have to take that joint.
I don't think that many TSA workers are like, oh shit, this is mine now. But
I don't know, man. Depending on if it's that Sector 9 with them 64 millimeter joint.
Yeah. But no, that was the only time I tried to take. That was the only time I tried, and it was because I saw somebody just before that with their longboard, and I was like, oh, is that the process? Cool. And because I think I was with Southwest, I'd use one of my bag things for that.
Yeah.
So I only had one bag, and then I could just put that in oversized, and it didn't charge me anymore. So
yeah, I vaguely remembered something like that. Yeah.
Hold up, I just lost sound for some reason.
Yo.
Mission control. Do you read me?
Okay, hold on. See if I can get back to my headphones. That was weird. Oh, now my headphones disconnected. Got it. Okay, never mind. But yeah. So, hey, audience. Y'all notice probably when I said usually, we missing somebody. Brother Marco is out for the day. Spread his business. He couldn't handle his liquor. And like a child. But yeah, Marco was feeling a little under the weather because
under the bottle.
And so
coining that term.
Yeah, that liquor got the best of him. He lost that. He lost the battle, the bout. Out with the bottle. And so we were like, hey, why don't we talk about that shit of like drunk and hangover experiences, remedies, tips, tips and tales, if you will. So I'll jump out there first because we found this out before we recorded. I've only been shit-faced drunk once in my life. And I'm a person like you only got to give me the note once.
I was like, either that or you're a devout Catholic. No, I'm kidding.
Like I still drink and all that kind of shit, but I'm very clear about what my limit is. The instant I get past a little toasty, I'm good. I don't need to drink no more. I'm chugging at least half a gallon of water because I'm not feeling this shit tomorrow.
When you say toasty though, I'm like, what is your experience of that? Is that like the equivalent of somebody saying just like tipsy, like looser?
Yeah,
like, easier to talk to somebody you don't know or whatever, shit like that.
Yeah, like when I get to that point of like I can't turn my head fast. Like, well, okay, we're done.
That's why I asked. That's a very good descriptive. That's good because that's similar. That's a very good indicator. It's like, oh.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like,
yeah.
Somebody call me like, yo, Josh. I'm like, what? It took too long for my eyes to catch up with my head.
That's true. Oh man, that's true.
So,
especially too when I stop giving a shit about what I'm saying, I'm like, oh, it's a problem. Like I'm not even trying to make sense right now. You know?
Like the instant where I got to go, like if I start asking questions like, hey, can you tell that I'm tipsy? Like I gotta go. Yeah, even if they can't, I'm too tipsy for me.
Yeah.
Because I know I barely care about the things that come out of my mouth to begin with, in non-professional settings. Mm-hmm. So I know if I start talking extra reckless, no.
Yeah, man. Put the cameras away. Put the camera phones down, or get me the fuck out of here.
Right. So this one time, I was kicking it with my homie who I affectionately call Cavassier because that's her middle name in real life.
Oh wow. Okay.
And she used to work at this gay bar up in
adventurous parents.
She used to work at this gay bar up in Boy Scout called Sidetrack. And so she was like, hey, I'm going to Sidetrack. Do you want to come? And I was like, I don't know. I ain't really. I was in my early 20s and I was like, I ain't trying to get ogled. And she was like, ain't nobody looking at you, nigga. Like, come and get this free liquor.
Okay, sure. Yo, really quick, just one quick piggybacking off that topic. That's still a thing where like I don't think I've had that experience before. Like I know I've gone to gay bars and shit, but like I've never stayed long for whatever reason. Like we were always like stopping in one place, picking up somebody, like like a chick, one of my friends or whatever. But really quick, would you take advantage of that? Like, would that be a thing where you would go knowing that, like, yo, if I get hit on, I might be able to like get some free joints, you know? Get some. I mean, not joints. My bad. That's the Miller in me. Get some free drinks.
Free drinks. Now joints, I might be up in there.
Why ain't nobody think I was talking about marijuana? I meant like, yo, them joints is hot, son. But now like, would you take advantage? Like, have you been in a situation where you're like, oh, I mean, they feeling me?
This would be a side story to that story, I guess. I got some shoes in Macy's once off of that thing.
Wow, nice. Now we know what it feels like to be a woman who can, like, a woman who can, like, where folks just go up to you and just want to spend money and shit like that.
I didn't do the shit well. I was with two women that I consider like sisters. I was like 18, 19, so I'm not fully out of like hood nigga homophobic ways.
I feel you.
And so, what was it? We were in Macy's. It might even still be in Sears at the time. But it's the one next to the studio. I needed some dress shoes. I didn't know how to dress. I still don't necessarily dress all that well, but it's by choice at this point. And I was like, I need some dress shoes. So they went and took me shopping. And so then we go up to the shoe section or whatever. And I was like, yo, y'all have these in a 13. And the dude was like, 13?
I'm at 13, know what I mean?
and next thing you know, he clutched his pearls, went to the back, found I was like, yo, I don't have more than like, I think I said like $100, something like that. I was like, I'm not trying to spend more than $100 on these shoes. He was like, all right, let me go look. He goes to the back, he finds some. I look at the price on the thing, it's like $250, and he was this was after I tried them on. I saw they were good, and I was like, yo, bro, I said I can only spend $100. He said, boo, don't worry about that. my man was punching in numbers for like a good 3 minutes. Them shits was $75.
He was like, yeah, how do I give it to this man for 50% off without getting caught?
My man put in every code in the book.
Yeah.
Because mind you, this is like 2007, like this. Yeah. And so yeah, he brought them shits down to like $75. And then he walked around the counter to hand them to me. And yeah, it was, and to this day, one of my homegirls that was there, she don't let me live that shit down. Like,
yo, I gotta cook, and I promise, and then we can get back on that. Yeah, I gotta know.
At the moment he said 13, like they automatically would start to like crying, laughing. and I'm just sitting there like I gotta smile at this and not be fucking weird, because I know what I said, and clearly my man's is impressed.
Oh my god!
That sounds like a legitimate like in Living Color sketch or something. That literally sounds like a sketch, man. Like I'm imagining Damian Wayans being like the employee.
Oh, the minute film character.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yo, that reminds me. Let me just tell a quick one, and then we can get back to the. I'll stop leading us astray. But I was in Publix recently, and Adam knows. I don't know if they got Publix anywhere but the South. Do you, Adam?
No, that's only place I know. I wish they had them everywhere. I wish they had them everywhere.
But what'd you say, Josh?
I said only places I know that got Publix have been. So
okay, gotcha. So I'm there getting a good old fashioned Publix up.
Don't say fried chicken.
Oh no! I'm a vegetarian. Remember?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So like, I rolled up like maybe 15 minutes to spare. So like, they had nothing but vegetables. Like there was nothing else left. Like I only had 2 choices of bread to choose from. Like the everything, and then some other shit that I didn't get. But anyway, we're talking. He's like, like the chemistry is good. He's a cool dude. I don't know if he might have been gay. I kind of get. Mannerisms with everything, but I don't want to assume, so I wasn't sure. But the reason why I say that, you'll know when the story, like towards the end, why I say that. So kind of like flirty chemistry vibes, and I'm just like laughing, cracking jokes too. And we get on this whole topic of like olives, because he's like, yo, you don't like he asked me about, I try to make it easy when I'm ordering stuff, especially when somebody's about to close. So I'm like, give me, instead of saying I want this, I say, give me everything except this. That way. Easy, everything. Give me everything except olives. And he's like, we go into this long, by long I mean like 5 minutes of, you don't like olives? Have you tried it in this way, this way? Cool dude. Right. And at the end, he gives me the sub. He's like, yo, you want some chips with that? Is that all you want? You want some chips? Because they always ask you, like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. It just came out. I said, no, 12 inches is enough. But thank you. I couldn't help it, yo. I couldn't help it, bro. I don't know where the fuck that came from. And him and his other coworkers start cracking up, yo. I don't fucking know. I don't know where that shit came from, yo. I had no control over that statement, man. I had no fucking control over that. Oh my gosh!
From what I hear, when you're dealing with 12 inches, control be leaving.
Bro, I think so, bro. I think so. You're speaking a little bit of that vinaigrette on top, man. I think it just might be enough, man. Anyway, yeah, that was recent, bro. That shit had me cracking up. I don't know where it came from. I had no control. Anyway, man, sorry for that little side.
Oh no, you good. We can pull it back. So I go to the bar. I think it's my first time in this bar. I don't really hang out in Boys Town like that, for obvious reasons. And so I get there, we go upstairs, and we're like at the less populated bar, and they got some kind of like vodka purple shit. It tastes like Grape Crush. And I don't fuck with vodka already, but I was like, it's free, and I just started drinking around this time, and so I was like, I don't know the rules yet, and I'm so like naive and innocent. So I was like, oh, if liquor is given to me, I have to drink it. Otherwise, that's rude. And so I know I hate the taste of liquor, but I don't want to be rude. So I just like, I would put the straw on like the back of my tongue and just drink past my tongue so I ain't got to like taste it. And I was taking like whole glasses of this drink, like shots.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
And not thinking about like the consequences of that. And every time I would turn and start talking to my homie Kavasige, we chop it up. I turn back around and my glass is full again. And I never saw this motherfucker touch my goddamn glass. And so I kept going, oh shit, like I don't want to be rude. And I just kept drinking them like they were good. And I had like 4 or 5 of them motherfuckers. And then I remember turning to her and going, I've never been this drunk before. And she immediately starts looking at me like, oh, this is going to go downhill. Man. She's older than me by a few years or so. Yeah, we stood up and I was like, whoop. She's like, hey, this place is closing. Let's go around the block. We only walked literally 1 block, and I was like, man, this is the farthest I've ever walked in my entire life. We got to the next bar. I was like, yo, I gotta pee, but I'm pretty dizzy. And so like the walk to get to the bathroom sucked, peeing sucked. And I kept going, man, maybe if I close my eyes, I'll just be a little less dizzy. And so like while I'm peeing, I closed my eyes and I was like, this is so much worse. This is so much worse. And yeah, after that, I got back to her. I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna head out. I'm feeling crazy. She came out, sat with me on the sidewalk. She was like, how do you feel? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like in my head, projectile vomit in this direction. I'm thinking I'm avoiding this bike that's parked next to me. She was, but I guess because I was so drunk, I wasn't really sure about where the bike actually was. And she was like, no, you threw up directly at the bike. I think you thought because you turned your head real fast that you were in another direction. But to my earlier sentiment about if I turn my head too fast and I don't know where I am, threw up directly on the bike. She put me in the cab. I threw up again in front of my apartment. This is back when I lived up that last place I lived with Aaron.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You were there too, Adam.
Yeah, I remember that place.
Off a division
right
and shit.
there, threw up again. Finally got into the apartment, and I took my shirt off and then laid with my head on the toilet because the coolness of the toilet just felt good.
Every time. The bathroom, naked in the bathroom is the best place to be. That's so the cold floor. That's the best fucking place. It's a universal remedy. I don't give a fuck where on this planet you are. That shit is comforting.
And the only thing I really like remembered from like that point was I just kept making a noise. To the point where like Adrian, my girlfriend at the time, I probably shouldn't say her name, but they don't know her last name, it's fine. But yeah, what was it? She was like, if you ever make that noise again, I'll break up with you right now.
Hey, is that why y'all broke up? Let's get
That's part of the reason. But yeah,
we keep it real on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
it was way worse reasons. But yeah, so that after that shit, never again.
Woo.
I mean,
Man, oh man.
That's crazy. That actually sounds very similar to my first experience. So it's interesting because the first time, it wasn't the first time I drank, but the first time I had been like truly drunk was actually in Las Vegas. Because we had went there for like a work thing, because like there's a training base in Vegas called Nellis. So we were there for like a training. This is when I was in the Air Force. I think at the time I was probably like 22-ish. I think I was about 22. Maybe 21, 22. So I was, So anyway, so we're there for like a training thing. We're there for like, I think we were there for a long time. For training. I think it was about 5 weeks we were there, actually. And anyway, so we're in somebody's room. I don't know whose room we were in, but we're in somebody's room, and we had already went to the Walmart across the street, and we got liquor and juice and all our little snacks, whatever, and we're just gonna hang out. So at this time, I never really drank like that before, so I'm just like, okay, cool. So kind of like what you did, Josh, but like you were like, it was vodka, because I was like, okay, it's clear, so this should be able to mix well with anything. So I actually had bought this like this mango, pineapple, strawberry like juice that I think it was Dole was making at the time. And I used to drink,
right.
I used to drink it all the time. Like, so I'm gonna mix it with the vodka. It's gonna be great. So I didn't realize that you would really need a lot of that juice to like kind of mask the taste of vodka.
Right.
So I'm like, dang, that sucks. So I poured this. Literally, it was like a cup. Like the hotel cups that they're like kind of medium size or whatever. But if you fill that entire thing up with vodka, that's a considerable amount of vodka.
Yes.
So, I was filling those up like 75%, and then the other with juice, thinking this is normal. Like and if that was just your only drink for like the night,
night,
or even for like some hours, then fine. But I was drinking them like they were just like So I probably had like 4 or 5 of those, and mind you, I said we had already bought like snacks, whatever. So I bought Flamin' Hots, because why not? So
that's a horrible combination.
so I had already downed an entire bag of Flamin' Hots before drinking. So, obviously I get drunk and I'm having a good old time laughing. And then I go to the bathroom and it's just chaos. And I just start throwing up, all the Flamin' Hots, and the entire floor, the white floor, is just covered in Flamin' Hot stomach stuff. It was all over the floor. I'm like, but even in that drunken state, I was like, I got to clean this up, because this ain't even my room. Like, this is somebody else's room.
Right.
So I'm over here trying to clean this up with toilet tissue. And it's like, I eventually got a good amount of it up that I thought was pretty good. And then I was like, then I just went back to my room. And then the next day I was hungover, obviously. And it was like, it was the hangover where like your head hurts, but even worse is like that your stomach just feels like nauseous. That's worse than the headache to me. So it was that. So I didn't want to eat anything because I was scared I was going to throw up, and it was just like, so I'm just sitting in my bed the whole day, just staring at the ceiling, just like this. And after that, I didn't drink for like, I don't know, over like a year. And then I started drinking again and realizing that I had just overdone it, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I think everybody's first drunken night or whatever is similar to that, because they don't know what the heck they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing, and they don't have. I feel like people should, when they're learning to drink, need to have people around that can, one, keep an eye on them, and two, teach them about that shit.
Yeah. Because it could be dangerous. I mean, lucked out, but some people get like serious alcohol poison, and
for everybody, but especially for women.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know that I remember the first time that I got drunk. I don't know that I can recall that. Not because I'm an alcoholic, ladies and gentlemen. but
that just means it wasn't like you didn't almost kill yourself.
Right.
yeah.
Which is good.
Here's the interesting thing. I think we talked earlier before we started recording. Maybe 4 or 5 times in my life, I can say I was smashed or shit faced, whatever, slizzard, whatever fucking term you want to use. Wasted, whatever. Hammered. Yeah, whatever term you want to use, but I've never been the type to black out. All those times I wished I blacked out because that means that I wasn't conscious of all the the terrible shit that I was feeling. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would have much preferred that. But I do know that like the first month I moved to Atlanta, my sis and I went to this little club. Would you call it a club? I guess you can call it a club called The Basement in East Atlanta. And they were having like Kanye night where they were playing like all the old school Kanye joints, So when she invited me, I was like, oh, for sure. Like I'm not some big dancer, I got a little bit of a 2-step, I can make it happen for a little bit.
All
I remember that.
My favorite dance was yours.
Yeah, the big old titty one. Yeah. It's so funny how pissed my ex used to get about that, man. I'm like, yo, it's a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Your big old titties inspire a song, inspired a hit. It's because of you. It's called royalties, motherfucker. So I'm in there, man. And my sister and I are having fun. And the main thing I remember is 2 things I remember about that night. Mm-hmm. The Kanye joints are cool. Like they have like a really small dance floor though, which is like not conducive when the house is packed, But like, we're getting down a little bit, but I keep remembering this dude that I met that night trying to hit on my sister, and I just wasn't feeling it. So it was kind of fucking up my vibe a little bit because he's the type of dude who like wanted to hit on my sister, but also wanted to be my friend, but wanted to hit on her in front of me, and like damn near asked me for advice. Like what the fuck, dude? It's the luck of the draw, motherfucker. Holler at your own risk. Why you trying to get some cheat codes, man? What the fuck? Come on, bro. I don't have any information for you. He would holler at her. Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to clap the chick with your face, man. So
yeah. I'm like, bro, he would try to holler at her, and she had a boyfriend at the time too. And then he would like come and shake my hand and be like, bro, dog, I'm trying. I'm like, how about you try to step back 3 feet? How about you try to give me 3 feet, motherfucker? Let's start there,
Social distance.
Yeah. Yeah. But the worst part of that night is where the story brings it full circle is the first time I really got gone. So one of my sister's friends came out with us that night. And I think she had her and I used to flirt and shit like that. She was, I think she might have even been older than my sister. So she had at least 3-4 years on me. Which is never a problem, ladies. But we kind of were flirty and shit. And obviously when you're drinking, that exacerbates things. So she's like, I hadn't drank in a while at that point. So she's like refilling my drink, kind of like similar to Josh's story, just refilling. And so I blame it on her. But the drive home in the Uber, I'm talking about on 75, 85. I'm halfway out of the fucking Uber vomiting, and I'm like tapping on the fucking window of this dude's car like every 5 minutes. Stop. He's stopping under underpasses and shit on the highway so I can vomit, because I refuse to pay that automatic $250 charge for letting loose in somebody's car, That was my first month in Atlanta, man, and that was like that shit. I'll never forget that, The dude was so grateful too. He was like, man, just tap as many times as you need, bro. Tap as many times as you need.
I try to tell people that when I was doing Uber, like, bro, do not yak him. Like the second day I did Uber, I called some college students. I got some college students on like my first ride that night. And I remember them shake like they were wobbling out of that frat house that they walked out of or whatever. And I was like, yo, y'all been drinking, guys? It's like, yeah. I was like, how you feeling?
I'm gonna keep these doors locked till you tell me.
I was like, yo, I will drive as slow as I need to. And I'm telling you right now, if you feel it, speak up.
Yeah,
So
man.
literally every like 2 minutes, I was like, how you feeling? And then eventually dude was like, not good, not good.
Yeah, bro. I think I actually had a similar situation with you, Josh. I think we
you
were
did.
in
I
somebody's
was gonna
car
let
or
you
the
bring it
Uber.
up. I didn't want to put you out there like
Yes,
that.
because it was you driving, right?
Yeah, it was me driving.
Yes, bro. We on the side of it. Could have been Michigan Avenue State. I don't give a fuck what it was.
We were creeping down the street.
Bro, I was vomiting on mailboxes. I don't give a fuck what's around, son. Bike rack, whatever.
I'm pretty sure we were in Chicago because I think you were crashing with me that day.
Yes, we were definitely in Chicago. Yeah.
I think we hung out after you got off of Penguin or something like that. And I mean, we were just we were creeping down like Halstead Avenue or some shit. My foot wasn't even on the glass, on the gas. It was just off the brake. It was pure transmission speed.
That was a rough one, man. That was a rough one, boy.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh shit! Because I remember I used to make fun of you because you had a noise. It wasn't like mine, but you had a noise that you kept making that night. Oh shit! I haven't brought up that story, so like I forgot what it was. You lucky
that
bastard.
statement. Oh, yo, you had a noise you was making last night.
Because I remember when you woke up the next day, I just kept on like making that noise. You're like, like you just kept.
Yo,
like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I remember apologizing like 1,000 times. He was like, "Bro, it's okay, man. Are you hungry? Do you want this fucking omelet?" Man, but I remember like missing out on several chances of getting some booty, getting some good old fashioned ass from being like too going, man, being too going for real, yo. That was
whiskey dick.
Yeah, man.
I've never had whiskey dick. Funny enough.
No, wait a minute. Like, it wasn't like I couldn't get it up. It was just that, like I was so gone.
You
that
never
I spent the whole night in the bathroom. Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the club. So this was when I used to do like midnight rides to South Bend, Indiana, and like because my brother, y'all know my older brother been living there for a while.
Yeah.
So I would drive, and this is like I don't even think I was 21 yet. I think I was still like 20 years old or something. So I would drive on I would take the toll road to South Bend. But I wouldn't leave till like midnight. Yo, he used to call me the midnight rider. Yeah, and like eventually we end up at some club or bar or some shit, and it was this one chick from Bulgaria, bad man. And I remember the thing that was interesting about her is one, she had a juicy ass. This is why I mentioned ass. I mean,
juicy,
juicy ass, bro. And I remember like she was older than me. But like, I remember being like so hype, and I was playing it cool, but I was so hype in my mind when she had like told other people, her friends, because this is like me not knowing anybody but my brother and his friends. So anybody else who happens to be there is like new to me,
Yeah.
And I'm meeting everybody like indirectly because of that. So I meet her, and she's like around their age, so she's at least 3 years older than me. And she somewhat at some point he got around to me that, she thinks you're cute or whatever, something. I'm like, I'm high, immediately my young 20-year-old mind is like, I can smash for sure. Like, that stupid ass thought that people think is like, just because somebody thinks you're handsome doesn't, yeah, exactly. Exactly, yo. And so I'm meeting her, like I'm knowing her. So the time of the incident of the failed sescapade, I had already known her for like a month or so, like a month and a half maybe or something, of like just midnight rides, hanging out, flirting. At some point we were texting and shit. So that night, her and I were actually like making out in the club. So I'm like, I'm your boy is, I'm already horny in the fucking club. So I'm trying to hold my boner back, I mean, it'd be like that sometimes, man. Yo, and we're there till like 3-4 in the morning. The club is like, they're actually like telling people, okay, you gotta go, we're closing.
You ain't gonna go home, but
you gotta get the fuck out of here. That's for sure, son. That's for sure. That is for sure. So I just remember like making out with her in the club and somebody tapping us on the shoulder, like, yo, you have to leave. We're like in the corner, like making it like, yo, everyone else is going. You have to go too. You know? And I'm already going, but like their adrenaline sometimes when I've had sex when I'm like going, I don't even recognize, like the adrenaline stops me from like even recognizing how drunk I am until I come. Then it's trouble. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Then it's trouble, yo. So, we're making out and shit. Somebody taps us on the shoulder. We have to leave. We get back to the house. The whole drive, I'm fine. We're flirting and shit. And she's giving me the eye and all that. I'm like, okay, cool. This is about to be it. I'm like, this is about to make it happen. The second we step out the fucking car, I fall to my knees and I'm like vomiting. My brother has to like damn near hold me up. I'm vomiting all the way to the house. And I spend the whole night in the bathroom. And the next morning, she's like, she literally looks at me and is like, you could have got it last night, but you were too busy, fucking
too busy losing weight.
Yeah, exactly. I was hurt, man. I was hurt, bro. I was too busy looking like Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bro, it was hurt. And it's the random thing about it is like, I think she had won the Bulgarian like idol, like American Idol, like the whole like singing thing, because she could sing her ass out. And she I know she's been in the studio with Kanye before and several other people. Like her and I had a good conversations about that plenty of times of just different music tastes and whatnot. So I was even more hyped, like, I'm about to put this shit on. I smashed the Bulgarian Idol, son. What's up? You know what I'm saying? On some stupid immature shit. But lo and behold, your boy didn't hold his composure. Like, yeah, man, and I lost it. I could have been that. I could have been one of the who knows how many who smashed the Bulgarian Idol of 2011 or whatever the fuck it was.
Season 6, Bulgarian Idol.
I know. The way she said it though was like, you've been fucking pieing over my ass for over a month, and you could have got it last night, but your punk ass couldn't hold your liquor. I'm like, damn. When you put it like that, thanks for the reminder. Anyway, man, it'd be rough out here, man. Y'all have any situations like that where you kind of like you could have, but you got two going, where you just like miss? What was it called on Craigslist? Misconnections.
Misconnections.
I don't remember, to be completely honest. One, because I've never been like too drunk in a lot of situations.
Yeah, that's true.
And even the times where I thought I fucked up, like I remember a lot of times in most recent years, so like in past 6-7 years or whatever, when I tell women like, I don't really fuck with monogamy like that. Like explaining the dynamics of that shit. That I have way better context for and like words for now. At the time I didn't. So I remember there was this one chick who sweet chick. I remember we were out eating tacos or whatever. I told her that shit, and you could see like the doom in her face of like disappointment, because she was like, man, I'm probably not gonna fuck you now. And I don't know how I pulled myself out of that situation to end up still smashing that night.
Composure, young Padawan. You had composure. You had what I didn't have that night. You had what I lacked the other night, son.
Well, the thing I attribute it to is I think I'm really good at leaning into the awkward of a situation and using this gift of gab to get out. If you can listen to it. A lot of times people get turned off and all that kind of shit. It don't matter how fucking leathery smooth I am. I saw it happen and I went, oh dang, you don't like me no more, huh? And then then I was able to like still turn that shit into jokes, and I think that like pulled me back around. And then she ended up like never really being too monogamous after that, which was funny.
Yeah.
Like I know she's had primary relationships and all that kind of stuff, but I think like she never really subscribed too fully into monogamy that hard after that. But but nah, I was proud of myself in that moment. But I don't think I ever got too drunk or too high to engage in some shit. Yeah, I don't think so.
What about you, Adam?
I mean,
well, I guess you've been, you've
been in your
situation is a little different. Yeah, yours a little different. Never mind.
Was it a time that Kirsten was like, "No, I need the dick now," and you were like, "Sorry, baby, I ain't got it. I ain't got it for you. I've been."
I mean, I gotta run to Publix real quick and get a sub, and I'll be right back.
I'm sure. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Last night,
he been fucking informally honest in this bitch.
My man kept it all the way 3,000, son.
Less than 24 hours ago when this occurred. Appreciate your honesty, son.
I mean, I didn't want to be like, no, I don't have anything to say. But it wasn't.
Watch her right in if you'd have said that. Like, nah, right before y'all record this episode.
It's like, yo, this will not be the clip.
I'll figure
I can tell you on my bed.
But no, it wasn't like we've been saying, like, have we ever not been able to perform? It was more so like it was kind of like the first 2 quarters was fine, but it's like when we got to halftime or whatever, then that's when, I just had to come out of the game for whatever reason. if that makes sense.
You later in your career, man. You ain't got them minutes like you used to.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I know Josh could never fathom such a situation, but I feel you, Adam. I feel you.
My shit is different.
You are not alone, my good sir.
Let me tell you something. If I don't, one thing I've become very clear about, if I don't like you like that, but I, for whatever reason, still engaged in this, my dick will tap out. It'll be like, I don't really want to do this no more. Like, in my brain will just literally disconnect and it'll go, I don't really want to fucking do this no more. And so, sploosh.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I wanted to ask, y'all, what's your remedy? What are you doing to either prevent hangovers or sickness, or what? Like, if you end up being a little the next day you didn't recover like you thought you did, what's your remedy for it? Are you going typical shit like a Bloody Mary, which I always found funny? I'm like, oh, so you're drinking to help with the fact that you drank too much?
Which is hilarious, yeah.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
I guess there's science behind that. So I guess the logic is, from my understanding, I'm not an expert, but from my understanding, when that hangover is is your body withdrawing from the alcohol. So I guess when you do the Bloody Mary, or some people might drink a beer in the morning, it's to basically just to curb that withdrawal symptom. But I mean,
you know what, you might be right. Yeah. So I actually correct, and yo, just to take it a little bit further, correct me if I'm wrong. Is the hangover specifically because of the sugars in the alcohol and your body being dehydrated? I think it's either the sugars or the dehydration.
To do with it for sure. Yeah. But I think
part of it is the sugars too, I've heard. Anyway, so like, I mean, like that would make sense, kind of like the opposite, but interesting. I never thought about it like that.
But for me, I've heard of people doing that. But for me, like when I'm hungover, I could never even think about drinking alcohol. So even if it works, it's like my mind's never gonna allow me to do it. It's like but what I typically do though is I try to eat something heavy. Like so, if there's like leftover pizza or something, or like unfortunately go to like McDonald's or something to soak up that something like heavy to soak up the alcohol that's in your stomach or in your system, I should say. And I drink a lot of water and Gatorade, basically.
Heard about both of those too.
Yeah.
I do a lot of water. I'm a heavy advocate of activated charcoal all day. Like before it became like a popular thing to just start throwing in every other goddamn bathroom toiletry. because now there's like activated charcoal toothpaste and body wash and lotion and all this other kind of stuff. But you go get some activated charcoal capsules, anything digestive, whether it's alcohol poisoning, food poisoning, anything digestive, that shit clears that up quickly and efficiently. So I'm always that's always gonna be my solution.
Yeah. You suggested that in our group chat when I had I think I had like food poisoning or something, was very helpful. So yeah, definitely get the cosign, man. Personal experience over here from Josh's suggestion. Let's see.
What about you, Aaron?
I think the last time my lady and I, got a little right the night before. It's something interesting because we had always been talking about doing it. We ordered like just a bunch of fried food, kind of like Adam was saying, like just like heavy shit to kind of soak it up. But we specifically had been talking previously about like her and I really love fried pickles. So we ordered from like 8 different places in Atlanta and did like a little fried pickle.
Oh shit.
Fried pickle off to see which one was the best in Atlanta, So we tried to make like a little game of it, you know what I'm saying? But also like, have the right shit as for a remedy. But like really it's like Adam said, water, heavy foods, and just lay my ass down, man. Throw some shades on.
Who won this competition, by the way?
Shit. JR Crickets was up there. Damn, I can't remember. Yo, honestly, this was a while ago. This wasn't recent.
Oh, okay.
So, but I know JR Crickets was up there, and it was like 1 or 2 more. I think we ordered like 7 or 8 though. So
that's
JR
crazy.
Crickets was up there, and there was maybe 1 or 2 other ones.
Y'all got all of them delivered?
Yes.
Y'all got buku, huh? Y'all just
no. Actually, no. Some of them we got delivered, and some no. I don't think everybody was on DoorDash or Uber Eats. I don't want to lie to you, but most of them were delivered. But it was like a one-time thing. It wasn't like we do this shit all the time. Like,
oh no, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying like that's like $100 worth of delivery fees.
Yeah, we split it. Yo, we split it, son. Nah, we try to make a little game of it.
Well, y'all high too? Because that's high behavior.
No, I wish, man. I wish. Probably would have kept me calmer and shit. But yeah, dog. I don't know. Actually, never mind. I don't wish I was high because that whole crossfaded shit, I've experienced that once, and that was horrific for me. Anyway.
Educate me. I don't know what this is.
I'm pretty sure that's the term for being high and drunk at the same time.
I figured context clues wise, but I was curious about what the feeling is.
It is like, it's the whole nausea and like head spins to another level for me anyway. For me anyway. Yeah. It was just too much. it's already too much when I'm drunk, but like to get that extra little oomph, like, it was a real kick in the you know what. It was a real kick in the what, way too much for me.
I think naturally I've avoided this, but not intentionally. Like normally if I'm smoking relatively heavy, I don't have a desire to drink.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
I think at that time I was so drunk that I was just taking I was just willing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say for me, I don't either. I mean, like I said, I rarely have it. I mean, I seriously rarely ever have a desire to drink at all, unless it's just beer, which I don't drink to get drunk anyway.
Right.
So
yeah,
like if I do smoke and I do have beer, I will drink a beer after I smoke because I'm super thirsty anyway.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah. So like I'll do that. And I feel like sometimes it enhances it, but not in a bad way. And that might be just
the beer enhances the weed or the weed enhances the beer?
The beer enhancing the weed. But
I think it enhances the buzz, right? Like the body buzz.
I think so. I think it does.
I agree with that.
I might be making that up, but I feel like it does.
I agree. I think I just took it too far that night. So
yeah. I'm not gonna take a bunch of shots, after I drink. But
yo, that life is over, B. Like,
yeah.
Agreed.
Like how should I put it like this? I probably can still take shots, but there's nothing in me that's like, oh yeah, let's go do some shots. Like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like maybe I might take one if I'm around, and it's rare if I'm around certain friends who like I always have a good or if I'm just in a group and like folks are doing it, I might just take one. But like y'all mentioned earlier, it's the reason why I drink beer and wine and shit is because I actually enjoy the taste of it. Like a lot of this other shit, yo, I need so many other things to mask it at such a level for me to be able to like, actually drink this shit. Is too much, man. I like things that actually taste good. So that's why I can't really do hard liquor like that.
I completely agree with that, even though I exclusively drink hard liquor. No, not exclusively. I still drink like
Josh and his
shit.
gin, right?
Still
like
gin. What's funny is like I've gotten way more into whiskey since. And I think it's just because it was easier to find good tasting whiskeys than it was good tasting gins in public areas. I can't
even
gin.
smell whiskey. It's so strong. Even the smell alone is like.
I love the smell of whiskey, actually.
Yeah, I enjoy the smell of some whiskeys. But like most of the time I'm drinking like, bourbons. I'm not the biggest fan of ryes, or straights are cool. I love Screwball because I love peanut butter. And that
I don't even know and like I don't I've heard those. I'm just not sure what they, you know what I'm saying? Like
most of the time it's just where they're made. Bourbon has to come from Tennessee. Scotch has to be made in Scotland. Huh?
Gotcha. Okay.
What you saying?
No, I was telling me that
song. Tennessee whiskey.
Yes. Yeah, that's a joint.
It is. That's a great fucking song. And Chris Stapleton is a beast.
Yes.
And Screwball is like you eating the pussy of a Reese's. And so
sign me up for that shit, son. I'm good with that. Sign me up.
It's great.
What's the one with the what's the one that's like a what's that that one gum flavor from like Wrigley's that was like red hot? What is it? Red cinnamon.
Cinnamon. You talking about Big Red?
Big Red, yeah. What's the one that tastes like Big Red? What's the shot that tastes like Big Red?
So there's two of them. Fireball. There's
Fireball.
Fireball. There's Goldschlager. There's I think Rumpelmans is another one.
Rumpelmans, man, don't. I got one of my hangovers. One of my probably worst 2 hangovers was. Like some of my worst nights of my life is from Rumpelmans. I'm not even making that up. Like, that stuff is like, it's sweet and it basically tastes like you're drinking like mouthwash, basically. Yeah, it's like it's minty, but it's 50% alcohol, and that's where they get you because most liquor is 40%.
Yeah,
but this stuff is 50%. So it's like you're like, oh, it's just 10%. I mean, but then like that's a lot when you think about it.
That's a high ass proof. That's overproof.
Yeah, I mean, imagine drinking a Sprite, which is 0%, and then imagine drinking a 10% beer or something. Like that's a big jump.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I remember I was going out with some guys that I work with, and we went to Colombia, and I drove because I wasn't really planning on drinking like that, and then of course I did. So someone else that actually didn't drink, they ended up driving the car home because I was too drunk to drive. But anyway, I ended up throwing up in my own car. And it was like, man, it was so frustrating because like I can't get mad at anybody but myself.
Right.
It's my car. I was the only one throwing up in there. This is me. I ruined my own, everyone else was able to be decent, it's just me.
I'm like, damn, somebody can hand you a bag or some shit. I don't know, something, man. God damn.
I mean, knowing myself, I probably was just to myself and was like, just kind of like,
oh yeah,
just,
I know what you mean.
Just
last time I was
in my little, in my head.
Last time I was up chucking in a vehicle, man. We had gone to Whole Foods maybe like an hour or so before that, but it was like all like non-perishable shit. So I think I might have told this story, but I made a mistake and ate a whole one of my girl's sister's cookies that were like edibles.
Yeah.
And she had been talking about how strong they were, and I was like, man, I don't know, yo. But it was my first time ever having an edible, I think. So that's once again that stupid confidence with no clarity.
So you thought you were gonna die?
Yeah, bro. Well, yes. Here's the thing. It was several factors because I had just eaten on, like, I was already uncomfortably full from like eating too much. I had like 4 beers, so I was already a little buzzed. And then when that cookie started hitting it, and the cookie fucking tasted delicious. So that's what made it worse. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna stop this. So, I might eat this motherfucker in 2 bites, and it's a big cookie, It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive from the place we were at back to Midtown Atlanta where we were living. 30 minutes in, I'm throwing all the groceries out of the Whole Foods bags. And you know what I'm saying? I put about 3 of them fucking paper bags together and we're just letting it out, man.
Yeah.
Letting it out. I learned my lesson. And I guess you could consider that being technically crossfaded in a way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that also sounds like the situation.
Like without thinking about it, but it was on the highway, my girl's laughing at me. I'm like, yo, just don't crash the car. I might have mentioned this before, but that was terrible, man.
Oof.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize like you can. I mean, I think it's rare, but you can throw up from being high. That happened to me before too. Because I ate some sloppy joes. I ate some sloppy joes, or whatever, and then I ate some edibles later after the fact, and I had too many, and then I just felt nauseous. I'm like, I'm about to throw up. Am I? Because I'm like, I've never thrown up been high before. I went to the bathroom, like, let me just go to the bathroom just in case. And sure enough, I just started throwing up. I'm like, wow, that's the first. That's the first and only time I've ever thrown up from being high. But
I mean, from what I remember, from like a TED Talk and Joe Rogan, eating weed makes it more of a hallucinogenic than smoking it. So throwing up off of, mushrooms, LSD and shit like that is common.
Oh, okay.
Got you. Okay.
Because it's not being processed by your lungs, it's being processed by your liver.
Yeah.
And so like it creates it's a different chemical reaction eating it than smoking it. So yeah. That's completely feasible.
I'm actually like, I'm into like that's something I've thought about getting into. Like I'm kind of similar to Adam, where like I don't even drink that much outside. Like I don't consider a beer or 2 or like a glass of wine or 2 at dinner or something like really drinking, because I'm drinking it for taste. I enjoy the flavor of it. I know which ones I like. I like experimenting with like, different types and actually learning a little bit, not just to like, not over beer pong or some shit like that,
Right. But I also think a glass of something that's like 5-6% is not going to.
Exactly. Like after 2 of those, like after 2 glasses of like 2 real glasses of wine, I'm, like if Nat and I share a bottle, I'm like, okay, I'm set for the night.
Right.
I'm good with that, and you're eating and shit. So it's not on an empty stomach. You're good to go,
Now, before we wrap this up, what do y'all feel about us saving up our pennies and taking a crew trip to go do ayahuasca?
Shit, count me in, bro.
I know you down, Aaron.
I'll have to seriously think about that one.
For me, it's more about saving up the pennies.
Like I'll have to really think about that. Just because I'm definitely interested in it, but it's like I just need to read them. I just need to do a little bit more. I'm definitely it definitely has me interested. But the thing that kind of makes me nervous is like when Neil what's his name?
Neil Brennan. Believing in God.
Yeah, well, I don't know that he believes in God, but what he said was he's, I guess, supposedly no longer an atheist, but not that he's necessarily a Christian or that he's a.
No,
so
he didn't say he was like of a religion, but because I've been listening to him talk about his experiences via this podcast, and he said he does believe in God.
Okay.
But he doesn't necessarily subscribe to any religious belief or anything like that. The scary part that he talked about was being stuck in that, like he said, being high to the point where you can actually see, it's like taking a helicopter view of life.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he got stuck there for like months. And that almost drove him to suicide.
Yeah, yo, I've heard like
But yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
How you got?
There are even like certain yogic and like meditation. I don't know. I shouldn't probably even be speaking on this shit because I'm not no master or nothing. You know, I've had my experiences and I sit quietly and do my practices and shit, but I'm not no master of this shit. So perhaps I shouldn't speak on it. But there have been people who have reached similar states from those practices, and like if folks who might be considered folks who are people who have enough experience where they can actually teach it in a proper way, you know, teach you the proper way to do it so you don't experience things like that. So the point I'm getting at is like there have been people who've done those who've also talked about the dangers of when you're not ready, you simply not ready. Like there's a preparation for a lot of shit. Like this shouldn't be excluded. You know, it's even like, yo, you could even kill yourself from breathing wrong, let alone something like this, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely some real shit. But
yeah,
well,
I think I remember him describing this like I want to misquote it. One particular one I think is him on Flagrant that I think is probably the most thorough accounting of it all. But just being like, because he kind of saw like all the progressions of life and non-existence. The reason why it didn't drive him to suicide is because he's like, if I commit suicide, I'm just gonna be back here.
mm-hmm.
And so yeah, but
yo, that's pretty cool. I've been into the idea of trying DMT for years now, man. But like, okay, yeah. One thing I wanted to get on that really quick is I would like to do the I would like to do the research and like where we go. Like I would want it to be like legit or as legit, you know, air quotes as possible.
Absolutely.
Like, because a lot of that shit to me is the environment in which you do it, you know?
Yeah, the environment. I'm trying to make sure like we really trust whatever shaman we get and all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
and yo, we gonna be purging. Somebody might shit on themselves. Somebody might vomit or whatever. Like that shit happens often.
I'm gonna have the dew wipes ready, so you know.
Yeah, dew wipes. I remember when they pitched it on Shark Tank.
Sponsor the podcast, dew wipes. But nah, yeah, I'm curious about it. One of these days, I might try, you know, other stuff and like work my way up. I had a friend who did give me some mushroom chocolate, but I don't think I had enough of it because I ain't feel shit.
Hey, that's something that we could like really get into as like a full length topic, man. You know, and like perhaps bring somebody on or something who's like has more experience and like can explain certain things. That might be cool. Like,
hey,
you know, answer certain questions.
Hallucinogenics, and you listen to this podcast, or you know somebody who is into hallucinogenics and you listen to this podcast, tell them to write us at informillyhonestpodcast@gmail.com, and or you could just hit up our IG or our Facebook, probably IG. We use that more than anything else. TikTok, those other things, Reddit apparently, and Twitter. Write us in some capacity. We'll find it. We would love to have you on. We'd love to talk more about it. And we appreciate y'all. We love you. Fellas, last thoughts.
Yeah. About my voice high. About the mushroom thing. Like if y'all know somebody that has a supply or something, let me know.
Yeah. Somebody you trust, somebody you can trust before you ship it on to my homie real quick. Somebody you can, yo, don't be shipping them no flagrant mushrooms, man.
Yo, man, because they find out that mushrooms start getting laced with fentanyl. Like we killing everybody.
I'm gonna be on the next flight. Somebody and their whole family getting smacked, son. For real.
Treat that shit like North Korea.
Yeah, but other than that, this was a great episode.
Yo, y'all hear that shit? Like if you piss off the government, like they can kill your next 8 generations.
That's fucking
kill your
nuts.
next 8 generations.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
What a world we live in, man. Jeez, fucking Louise. No wonder why folks experiment with mushrooms and shit. You know the fucking world we live in. Jesus.
It's fucking wild shit. But you know where to write us, because I just told you. And we love you. We appreciate you. This has been a great episode. Always like to chop it up when we don't talk about real things and talk about personal stuff. But yo, please talk to us, and we'll See y'all next time. Everyone that you engage with, everyone that you connect with, and everyone whom you love or just kind of interact with. We put them associations too. We encourage, empower, and employ you to always be forthright, be vulnerable, and be honest.
Right.
Be honest.
Right.
Peace.
Peace and much love to ya.
Can't look in the eyes of my brother without shedding a tear for my brother. I really wanna try for my brother, 'cause I truly do feel for my brother.